MapleStory Worlds released back on October 16th of 2024. Within the sandbox-like environment where Nexon encourages players and developers alike to experiment with the assets available to the MapleStory landscape, the most popular games just so happen to have been the ones attempting to most faithfully recreate what old-school MapleStory felt and played like. And within that, Artale, a game hosted on MapleStory Worlds platform that quickly achieved critical mass with over 262,000 players at the creation of this video flocked to the game, reliving the childhood so many of us desire to revisit and fully min-max with our now adult knowledge and logic. If you were around for its release, you will likely know the game had its praises, many praises, but also its downfalls. Now almost 6 months since its initial release, let's revisit the state of the game and determine if you should be playing Artale in 2025.
You just gotta guerrilla canvas it up.
Quickly, before we dive into the state of the game, it's necessary to give a quick summary of what constitutes of old-school MapleStory. When one thinks of OSMS, we often think of low raids, mushrooms, slimes, pigs, simple graphics, and whatever monsters occupied the minds of our post-elementary school or post-tutoring class selves. For Artale, the state of the game brings us back pretty faithfully to around the 2005 to 2006 era. There are 5 main class branches: the warrior, archer, thieves, magicians, and pirates. Rates are low, and achieving level 120 is considered pro and even endgame. And just on that note, for the longest time, Artale did not have 4th drop, but this is all about to change.
Nah, you giving them too much knowledge.
So what is it like to be an Artale player in the year 2025? Well, it's pretty sweet if you can get past a few hurdles like the weird channel changing mechanic and the bad physics. These issues have been around since the very beginning of the game, so if you were around for that, yeah, don't worry, it's still the same. But if you can look past that, there objectively has not have been a better time to enter the game than right now. Many would actually argue it's better to start the Artale journey now than when the game first came out. This might sound weird, but allow me to explain. If you joined the game like many of us back upon its release of October last year, times were tough. You had to train hard as a prerequisite to playing the game. While the grind is still true for the game till this day, back then it's you against the whole world, you versus everyone else. Playing in a party and your member on the top platform tells you he got a glove for attack 60%, congrats, but fuck you. 20 people in the channel trying to find an LPQ party and the leader is only looking for one more? Better spam as hard as you can, otherwise have fun spending the next 15 minutes trying to find a new channel. And no, this is not exaggeration. Well, fortunately for the game today, many of the basic foundations of the game have been established. While it's mathematically no longer possible for you to no-life your way to become top 10 players of the game if you start fresh today, many of the basic aspects of the game have now been solved, making it easier for new players to approach. If you were to start fresh today, you can be completely self-sufficient on equipment and potions all the way into the level 80 to 90 range. Both are now much cheaper to come by, and unlike back upon the game's release, scrolling will no longer cost you your entire bankroll. As players have been grinding since day one, many have now reached their target goals and are privy to helping newer players start out with gears and advice. Free-to-play is infinitely viable in the present day, and for a Nexon official old-school MapleStory server, it really does not get better than that. Now, if you were looking to splash out some coins on a slightly more efficient start, Artale also has you covered. The current USD to Meso exchange ratio hovers approximately to 1 to 2.6 mil, converting directly from roll coins by purchasing in-game items in the auction house. However, I want to add a quick disclaimer that this will very likely fluctuate in the days to come, depending on when you're watching this video, as Artale will be celebrating the release of the 4th drop on April 3rd, 2025 with a variety of events.
I'm just here to slam the sahis and talk Artale, and I'm all out of Artale.
In addition to the maturity of the game is the 4th drop event, spanning April 3rd to May 1st of 2025. Within this event period, you can acquire mind-blowing gear that's even good into the mid to late game. for basically what you would have been doing anyways. Running Ludi PQ, Orbis PQ, Romeo Juliet party quests, killing monsters, and working towards the ultimate goal of achieving 4th job. Also, in a time such as this, the game is expected to become much more populated, so whatever effort you put into your grind will be worth much more for your time than off event. Oh yeah, and EXP rates will be going through the roof during this period, striking the perfect balance between experiencing the old school gameplay such as spending time around Lith Harbor Beach and doing curling party quests without the bore and sluggish levels you might have imagined. There really is no better time to hop back into the game. So, if you've decided to hop back in, what should you do next? Of course, there are players who just want to explore the game on their own and experience Artale how it's intended. But if you've watched all the way to this point, I know you're looking for the most efficient way to min-max your way to the top, baby. Real quick, I want to quickly thank you for staying to this point of the video. As a new channel, it means a lot that you're enjoying this video, and if you can help me hit the like button to hack the algorithm, that'd be super king slime appreciated. Alright, as of April 2025, making clerics as your first character is undoubtedly the way to go. If you've had experience playing old school MapleStory in recent memory, and I won't question where, you might know clerics are the ultimate OP class in the game, and it's no different here on Artale. Clerics are categorized as a super class among players here for their efficiency on mesos, versatility in party compositions, durability in training and bossing, and also an obscure skill they have that you might have heard before, something called Holy Symbol. This skill grants the character and everyone in the party insane EXP bonuses, making training even more efficient. The most recommended route is to start off as a cleric. Go regular luck build to keep your gear upgrades simple. No need to min-max your items early game, as you'll always have a chance to improve it when you hover around the 3-digit level mark. With that being said, if you were born to min-max your gains, go for a luckless build before 3rd job and aim for the following weapon pathing. Level 40, you should be getting a yellow umbrella, and level 51, get yourself a mystic cane. From that point on, you should be able to scroll for luck gears and cap out for a good one or endgame staff. Of course, none of this is strictly necessary, and is solely for the folks who want to hit mid-game as soon as possible. You can play whatever class you want on Artale and still find success. Except for maybe assassins, but that's a whole different topic. Link in the description on why you should not play an assassin on Artale. On the other hand, if you are planning to whale out your character, classes such as Buccaneers, Corsairs, and Marksmen might be your best pick. Their clean and completed gears and scrolls are cheap to pick up on the auction house, and for around 200 to 300 bucks worth of roll coins, you can easily max out your gear to a reasonable degree. Again, this does not apply to assassins or night lords. You'll need around $5,000 to even think of getting close to maxing out your character if you decide to play night lord. Overall, Artale is at a state healthier than ever before. Oh yeah, and since the game started skimming on its initial momentum, finding channels is a lot easier than before, making playing with friends and guildies and finding parties much easier. If you've been looking for a time to hop back into old school MapleStory, there's no better time than now. Download the game, create an account, and get started today. I'll see you in Leafer in a few months. Enjoy the grind. I want to give a quick shout out to Derek, AKZ, Bear, AAAB, Omer, and Cody from the Asahi Discord for helping me research for the information necessary for this video. You guys rock.